It's Reading Simplified. I'm Marnie Ginsberg, and here at Reading Simplified, our job is to help the teacher streamline his or her instruction in the classroom or in the home setting so that she can accelerate her kids' reading achievement rapidly and the teacher can have less stress. So I'm going to show you my 3 most common feedback tips, my most common types of feedback for when kids are reading. Now, last week, if you tuned in, we did these same 3 tips, but we did it with a 2nd grade student. Today, we have a kindergarten student, so the different reading levels may be interesting to you to see how they vary. So the 3 tips that I'm going to show you today are super quick, super easy, but they make a lot of difference in how much the student can learn. The first one is that instead of talking, I try to give nonverbal feedback. For instance, I will first use my pencil to tap at the sound that was said incorrectly. And maybe the student can do all the work himself and not need me to talk. Because when I start to talk, the student cannot think as much, and also it slows down the reading process. We want as much time as we can get on eyes on print, words read in the short time that you have with any student or any group of students. So nonverbal cues like this pencil and tapping the one letter sound that's tricky is one way of getting the student to be able to think and think quickly. Another one is to use like this notch card and to zero in, let me show them, okay? Zero in on, now this is backwards for you guys, just for now, but it won't be soon. I'm going to switch the camera in a minute. Zero in on the part that he needs to put those 2 sounds together, say. So instead of showing him the whole word, we kind of cover up the word. Or if he was looking at a 2-chunk word, we'd cover up the first chunk instead of letting him see the whole chunk. Or maybe we just expose the one word because all this all together is too much. So those are non-verbal cues. That's my first tip. Use the notch card or a bookmark or a pencil tip to give some feedback. Second tip for giving feedback is to say, point again, but then just say, what else could it be? So the student does the work of pulling out the wrong sound that's not making a word and plugging in the right sound that does make a word. And that's why switch it, if you guys have followed us, is so important, because the student learns really quickly how to manipulate sounds in words. If he tries the word brown and it doesn't make sense, he gets to pull out the O and plug in the ow, and he's manipulating phonemes that way. So the second tip is just to say, what else could it be? Again, let the student do the work. The third one is to finally just give it to him. Not the whole word though. Give him the sound. Say he is looking at this and this word again, and he says again, and I say, well, it does make sense, but in this word, this is eh, again. So those are my 3 tips. Let's get started listening to our kindergarten student here rock his reading. He's working on the A sound. If you have watched us before, you may have seen him in November when he started out with me. He knew like 7 letter sounds at the time. No long vowels, not even none of the short vowels. And he couldn't segment 3 sound words. So he has come a long way, haven't you? And he's got a special pointer for his reading. So today we're going to do those 3 tips. If you're just tuning in, the 3 tips of how to give feedback to a beginner or a struggler, and we'll see how they help him with this little poem that's targeting the A sound. I'm going to turn the camera around to be zeroing in on him. Let's see. I'm going to have to flip this. Sorry if you get dizzy. Okay. Are you ready to go? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's read the title.
Rain, rain, go away.
Okay, so he has read this before. This may be too easy. We'll have to challenge him if it's too easy.
Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Little Johnny wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day.
All right, what was that all about?
Rain.
Mm-hmm. Do you like the rain if you're writing this poem?
Yes.
You do? Mm-hmm. You like it? What do you want the rain to do?
Go away.
Yeah, so you don't want the rain today, okay? Let's see. That was maybe too easy. Let's try a book that's a little bit different. This is a book by Nora Gatos, and she writes great little phonics boosters. And this one is called
A whale to a whale tail.
Tail. And this spelling of tail is like a story. This is a story about a whale tail. So it's kind of a pun because they're kind of exaggerating the whale's tail. A whale tail. Let's see if I can give my 3 types of feedback to my young kindergarten student with this little story.
The whales came.
Nice.
The whales came on a train. The whales came on a train to the lake. The whales came on to the lake with grapes. Grapes, grapes, grapes. The whales ate the grapes. The whales ate the grapes on plates. The rain came. The whales ate the grapes in the rain.
Wow, that was fast. Actually, that was too easy for you. I couldn't show how to give my tips. So what was this story about?
Whales eating grapes.
Is that a true story? It's probably pretty silly. Okay. Thanks, you guys, for your patience on that because he just did so great. You didn't get to see me give any feedback. So I think what we should do is up the ante a little bit and try to find something that's going to be challenging for him. So I'm going to go look for another book and ask him to do an activity called Write It, which is a great tool for, and then we'll almost be done. We'll read one short thing, okay? Not quite yet. I just want you to do.
When you get the book.
No, because I need you to show them how you do Write It, okay? So he's going to write a short sentence from this book that I'm going to dictate to him. It's only going to be 3 words, okay? And this activity called Write It is a way of checking his processing of sounds and symbols, reinforcing phonemic segmentation, and seeing and helping him learn to pay attention to the inside parts of words. Okay, so I'm going to zero in on what he's doing in a second. Sorry, you guys. You know this is live, don't you? Okay, so he's going to get started with doing Write It while I look for another book. All right, are you ready? Okay. The whales came. Okay, you try to write that while I look for another A sound book. Okay. The whales came. And make sure they hear the sounds.
The whales.
Can you go to another line? Can you go to another line? Thank you. The whales. Nicely done. Okay, what do we do at the beginning and end of our sentences? Ooh, capital the and a period. Now let's fix the sounds in Wales. So the what in Wales is kind of tricky. It's a 2-letter what. Okay, so that's what. You have an eraser? Okay. And then you didn't represent it with the A sound. Okay, that looks like more like the E. So this is the A in in Wales. But you got all the other sounds right. Take rid of that E, because there's no E. There we go. It's wale.
Okay.
Can you say the sounds for me?
Whale.
Sorry, I ran into your space. And so you got Wales right. Wales. Now the last change is actually it's the same A for came. Remember what we had for Wales? It's that separated A.
Okay. That is came.
It looks like it, more
The
like
wheels.
Cam actually. You have the right A. You just need to write the rest of the A. This is the separated A. The whales came.
The whales came.
You nailed it. Read it again.
The whales came.
Okay, erase as fast as we can, then we'll pick our next book. You're almost done. We won't necessarily read the whole thing. Have you read this book before? Can you tap your marker?
No.
Okay, great. Then this will be a nice... We got a missing marker cap, okay. You know what?
Oh.
He found it. Thank you so much, friend. So we've got this new book, and this one, since it will be new to him, hopefully we'll get to see the 3 types of feedback that a teacher can give. First, let's read the title.
Jake's a tale.
Yeah, again, this is the same tale that's like a story.
Jake's tale.
This is Jake's story.
This is Jake. Jake makes waves. A whale
Good.
is in
A whale is in.
the waves.
Oh, good fix. A whale is in the waves. Oh, big whale. You're almost done. It's a short book. You're almost done.
Is Jake safe? Yes. The whale came to play. Whales make big waves.
That's a tricky one. That's not very common, but that's... Go ahead.
They look
Let's fix that.
lick
This is that one that's separated. What else could that be?
like
Oh, good. They like?
the same
They like the same.
game.
They like the same game. You're right.
The end. And the end.
Oh, you did it. So what was this a book about?
A whale and a bird.
What happened to the whale and the bird?
They made big waves.
Were they friends or were they angry with each other?
Friends.
So what were they doing? They were playing. They were playing a game. That was so easy for you. Oh, I didn't. Can you just read one page? Because I want to try to give the audience some tips. I hardly gave you any help because you did such a good job working all the words out yourself. If you just read one page, not the whole book, just one page, and that's it. Okay. It's been a long kindergarten day, so I'm asking him to do a lot. Let's do this together.
Okay. Babe.
Good. Can I see it? Thank you.
Babe
Yes.
stays in this
Good try. Stays in.
his
Yes.
cage.
Babe, staying in his cage.
The cage has babe's name.
You see that?
The cage has a gate.
Okay, you don't have to read anymore. Did you see what's going on this page? Who is this?
A lion.
And what's his name?
Babe.
And what's it say on his cage?
Babe.
Is that what that says right there? You know what? I just can't trick you. You're just reading so well. That's awesome. High fives all around. Okay, so I'm very proud of you, and I'm just not teaching my teaching friends a very good, clear episode, other than to show them that sometimes a student can do a lot of work if you just give them the right time and the right text. So you just nailed it. Maybe we should get into the prize box. What do you think? So thanks for watching. We saw him do a lot of the work, so I didn't even really help. I think with, let's see here, just adjust that. I think with sorry that's backwards to you guys, but I think I gave him a little bit of help, but I pointed a couple times, and one time I think I said the sound, but the main tip is to really zero in on letting the kid do the work and saying as little as possible, certainly not letting them struggle, but he was really confident and hardworking and not discouraged, so he's decided to pick a coupon for a free ice cream, which is one of my bigger prizes. Good job. So if you think that some of these tips could be helpful, or this post that I've gotten, it would be helpful, then please tag a friend or share it with other teachers, because what we're trying to do here in Reading Simplified is make teaching easier, especially with the teaching of reading, make it easier on you and have your students accelerate more rapidly so they can become independent more quickly. So thanks for tuning in, and actually we're going to come up again probably with another student within the hour and see how that student can do some of these same how the same student, a different student, can handle some of the same points about giving feedback and not letting myself take too much of the airtime for the student, but letting the student do the work. Okay, thanks again for tuning into Reading Simplified.